The Darkness of Man. Written and narrated by Wren Maestrus.
The heart of man harbors within it an impenetrable darkness. Unmentionable fantasies, warped desires, haunting recounts, and the most primal of human emotions. And fear of the darkness, too, is a primal aspect of the human psyche, persistent throughout the ages. An inexplicable fear of the unknown, of the unseen, that is seldom conquered in its entirety. But for those who think themselves brave, the darkness of man harbors many reclusive wonders. Within the most vile depths of the void exists vast, untapped knowledge and an unmentionable strength. Paintable only by those of an iron will and vigorous mind, they lie in wait to be unlocked, to be utilized for wondrous ascension, or to unleash unmentionable destruction. Which path shall you take? Will you venture deep within the inky maw in search for the power to shape your reality? Or be consumed by that fear and succumb to that which dwells within all of us?
I Know What I Want to Be When I Grow Up. Written by Murdock. Narrated by Dodge82.
It's hard to be the middle child. It's worse when there are 4 other siblings you need to compete with. It's harder still when you come from a family like mine, where the standards for success are incredibly high. Let me put it in perspective for you. My father was a hard ass, a decorated U.S. Navy veteran. He had no use for nonsense in our house. Every inch of the home was scrubbed spotless. It felt more like a museum than a home, really. He set curfews for everything. Up and ready to leave for school at 5:30 a.m. on the dot. Home by 3:30 p.m. Chores finished by 5 p.m., no exceptions. Dinner at 6, lights out at 7:30. We were on time every time.
None of us ever did find out what happened if we were late. I guess we were all too afraid to cross him.
My mother was an English professor. And I don't just mean she was a professor in the field of English. No, I mean she was from England. Believe me when I tell you our grammar was always proper, and our schoolwork was triple checked for accuracy. Every one of us got straight A's on every report card. Even though Dad was intimidating, Mom was the last person you'd ever want to cross. Man. Yeah. After our father passed due to a heart complication, my oldest brother decided he would follow in the old man's footsteps. He joined the Navy right after graduation. You know, I'm proud to say that he's served our country ever since. He's climbed his way through the ranks like a machine and received every bit of commendation he deserves. Currently, he sits pretty high on the totem pole, military hierarchy-wise. And the twins came after him. Dude, if the rest of us were smart, the twins were like impossibly smart and clever too. We could never keep secrets from them, and there was never a problem they couldn't worm their way out of. Even though they could have easily coasted in life on their looks, the twins decided to go to law school together. After putting in their time and cultivating both experience and connections, they opened up their own law firm and now practice as partners. Yeah, they do quite well for themselves. Personally, I pity any lawyer who has to square off with them. Our little sister, the baby of the family, decided that medicine was more her thing. So she breezed through med school and her residency and has made a name for herself as one of the top surgeons in the world. She may not own a hospital, but with what they pay her to do her thing, she could sure as hell buy one. So by this point, you're probably thinking, okay, military geniuses, professors, lawyers, and surgeons. What does that make you, hotshot? Well, I'm a degenerate. I'm a loser. A face in the crowd. But most importantly, I'm a serial killer. That's why you're here, kiddo. The whack in the noggin, the zip ties and cloth gag. Any of this ringing a bell? Look, I'm gonna need you to nod or something. Let me know I didn't scramble your eggs too much. Otherwise, this whole diatribe is just kind of pointless. I mean, if I'm talking to a vegetable, I'd rather just finish the job and move on with my day. I do have other things to do today. Laundry. A little cleaning. Catch up on The Mandalorian. Yeah? I hear Boba Fett is coming back. Hello. Is there anything rattling around in that swollen melon of yours? Last chance to show me you're still alive and... there you are. Thought I lost you for a bit there. Try to stay focused, yeah? I'm not done with my story just yet. Okay. So, don't get me wrong. I was just as talented as my siblings academically. But, when it came to a choice in career, well, I just couldn't find my niche. And after college, I stayed at home for a few years. It wasn't on purpose or anything. It was just that nothing I pursued career-wise really held my interest. I had a theoretical physics degree, but let's be honest. A degree in theoretical physics really only qualifies you to teach theoretical physics. And forgive me, but molding the minds of young adults really isn't something I ever wanted out of life. Mother rolled my case about my life's direction day after day after fucking day. And I know, eventually, I got sick of it. I snapped. I broke. I glitched out a tad. and drove a kitchen knife into her chest. And then I dragged that sucker down hard until the blade was in her pelvis and her guts were spreading across our custom dining room floor. And, oh my God, I had never felt anything like that before. Like a Cleveland fan if the Browns ever actually won the Super Bowl. like ecstasy, orgasm, chocolate cake inside a goddamn firework, man. It scratched an itch I didn't even know I had. Somewhere deep down. Prostate adjacent. Since then, I've been doing my thing. Finding unlucky folks like you who tickle my peaches. Bringing them home and playing with their insides. Don't worry. I'm not a total fucking pervert. I solemnly swear not to do anything sexual with your remains. Though, what good is the word of a sadistic murderer? Really? Anywho, let's get on with what we came here to do. I'm gonna cut you loose and take that nasty rag out of your mouth. I'd like you not to scream. I'm kidding. Oh, please scream and fight as much as you can. It'll make carving your heart out so much more fun.